You're listening to The Objective Jerk. And I'm said jerk. What's going on? What you know good? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's well. Those that celebrate it, hope you're having a wonderful Holy Week. Ow! It's Good Friday for lots of people as I record this. Just had Good Friday here because it is Saturday morning for me. So yeah, a year ago I was baptized Catholic, but been going to the church for probably like a year and a half, the Catholic Church, and I've been reading up on Jesus for almost 3 years, I want to say now. And sadly, I'm still not done with the Bible, man. So I started from the very beginning. My friend said, "Dude, why?" And I kind of get what he's saying, but I'm so close. I'm so close to the end. But I wanted to read it all the way through once. So, and I'm just not always in the mood to just absorb knowledge, I'm not always in the mood to read stuff. And they're like, "We'll do audio." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess maybe I could actually. I don't know. Maybe that's what I should do, because like when I'm doing tasks, I either listen to music or a podcast. Maybe I've never really listened. I have listened to one book, I want to say, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll absorb it as much, but I'm gonna absorb it more than not reading it all. I don't know. What do you think? Do you guys do audiobooks? It's not really my thing. I know some people do, but how much of it do you actually retain? I guess only one way to find out. Just go and do it, I guess. But yeah. So I'm sucking at getting done with the Bible, and I have all these other books about the church. I've read a couple, and then I started one, but then I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to finish the Bible first. So I'm like, I have all these books that I've bought that I want to read, but I'm not letting myself read them until I finish the Bible, which is right here, always looking at me. I read a little bit here and there, but I don't know. Hopefully, get the gumption to just finish it. I'm so close, man. Like I'm right at the end. I'm reading What am I reading? I'm in, Romans. So almost done. But, so yeah, it's Holy Week. And then yesterday for Good Friday. So that's the day that Jesus was crucified, right? And then today he's in the tomb. And then tomorrow he'll be born, but resurrected. No, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I guess resurrected, right? Is there another word I'm trying to think of? Anyway, so here, and I think it's probably like that for a lot of places and stuff, but I'm finding myself to be like a traditional Catholic more so. Like and the church here is not so much. It's not like crazy Norvis Soto. Like it's almost like a little between traditional and I don't know if it's just because where we're at here in the Philippines or whatever. But there's also traditions that, Catholics do that aren't, basically you should, know the Bible, read the Bible, believe in Jesus and all that stuff. Go to Mass, attend Mass, receive communion, ask for forgiveness, confess your sins, and repent. Those are the things that you have to do. Everything else is kind of like just added to it, sort of, So we went to Mass yesterday for Good Friday, and it was the oh man, what's it called? The revealing of the crucifix. So it's like because that's when Jesus was crucified. I want to look it up. I know I kind of it's something, but I'm trying to be a little. So I'm gonna. Where's it at? Liturgy. Veneration of the cross. So what they do is, so Mass is a little different than normal, and then they bring out, everything's covered up, all the statues and everything are all covered up until tomorrow, Easter. And then, but they had a big crucifix like come down, and then they uncovered it, so it's like, okay, God is, or not God, but Jesus was crucified. So then they let everybody get in line, almost like communion, and then you get to touch. A lot of people like wipe the wounds, of Jesus, and it's like it's just like it's like a, I don't know. It's like you don't have to do it. It doesn't. It's like people don't believe like it's Jesus. It's just it's a I don't know. There's a word that's not coming to me, but it's a way to I don't know, show some love to Jesus. And so people do that, and they're in line, and the line is long. But like I did it last year, and I felt weird. I didn't know what to do. You go up to a statue. It's a statue. I mean, I know it's like a man, what the hell, dude? I remember thinking it yesterday while we were sitting there. But it's just, it's not saying that people believe it's Jesus and they're whatever. It's just, it's a show of respect, but it's something else too. I can't think of what the word is. But so people go up and they, whatever, thank you, Jesus. And they put money in the offering and stuff. And but so I remember last year I kind of felt odd. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it, because it's not, dude, I love Jesus, I believe in Jesus, and but I don't know, that's just something that to me, I don't think it's bad, and I'm not like degrading it or saying that people do it are weird, but just for me, it just, and so we didn't. But man, it took forever because so many people come in just to do that. Like there's a lot of people that aren't really, they don't go to church or whatever, so they come in just so they can do that. Like maybe they think that they're good as long as they do that, I guess. But I was there, I was like, no, I want communion. That's the important part. And so, we just sat there and we waited, took forever. And then we received communion, and then we went on with our day. They did a like parade, I forget what they call it. Walk around, hold candles. This is like the third or fourth year that we've done it. Again, it's like a tradition. But that night, when we were all kind of done, we went and ate and did all this kind of stuff. We went back to the church, and they had like another Jesus like laying down, and you could go up and do like what people were doing earlier in the day. And so that's, I just touched his foot, said thank you, Jesus, and put the money in there. And did I have to? Did I need to? Did I want to? Not really, but I was like, well, there's no one here. There's no line. Can't hurt. Doesn't hurt. But, it's just like a show of respect, sort of, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so that was yesterday. That was Good Friday for me. But like I said, as I'm talking now, people, if you listen to this as it comes out, you're going to be like, oh, it's Good Friday for me. Or, people that are not Catholic are like, what? What's Good Friday? But I'm still learning everything, man. So, anyway. And then, well, yesterday morning, though, we went on a bike and pray thing, which is like the 6th year that they've done it. So the church sets up little stations around the city, and I think people put in for it, people that are maybe have a sick loved one, or I don't know, just want some prayers. So they'll set up a little banner, and there's a crucifix and candles and stuff like that. We have like a police escort in the front. Like we started early, and when you ride around, you stop there and you do a prayer, and then you ride. You know what I mean? So I like to mountain bike, but it was all basically road. But when I first saw the advertisement for it, I was gonna do it last year, but I decided not to. But so this year I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. So you submit for it, you get a shirt, and they make it seem like it's a race. And it's like first place is you can win a bike, and then you can get some money and this and that. And so I was like, man, so it's like a race. I was like, is some of it going to be trail? Because that's what I like to do. I like to do trail riding, and I don't like to ride my bike on the pavement. I like to preserve my tires just for the trail. And but so I was just like, and my son, I registered my son, and we packed trail mix. We did all this kind of stuff, like just went overboard. And they're like, hey, you need to be there at 3:30. And then the thing starts at 4 or 4:30 or something. So I was up at 2 o'clock, getting everything ready. Woke my son, 2:30, whatever. We made sure we were there at 3:30. And no one is there. Because I live in the Philippines. So 3:30 means 4 o'clock. That's the thing I'm like constantly trying to learn and teach myself about living here, because it irritates the hell out of me. Being in the Army made me very punctual. So, if you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And so, not a huge deal, but it does kind of irritate me a little bit. And then once I get irritated, I can be in a shit mood, and I'm really trying to like fix that. But so that's one of those things that whenever around here they give it time, it's generally like a half hour later is when it actually begins. I don't know why. I know that, but I still am like, okay, we gotta be there at 3:30. I don't know, just something. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. Met somebody new that rides mountain bikes, so I added him to my little group GC. So I'm go trail riding and stuff like that. But anyway, so that was yesterday for me. How was your day yesterday? What'd you do? Leave a comment. Anyway, real quick too. Man, I got a list of stuff, but I'm just kind of. So my podcast is growing a little bit. Nothing, Thank you for, it's fine. It's like it's just for fun for me to do, to talk, to bullshit. But it is growing slowly. So I figured, I would do the PodMatch again. I tried PodMatch a couple years ago. So what it is like it's a website where you are registered and you can be matched up with somebody to be a guest on a podcast or have somebody as a guest. And I did it like a couple times, but it was the hours were because of where I live. So I was getting up butt crack early, and then just the schedule of it was just like stressing me out. And I was like, oh my gosh, just kind of like the bike ride. It was just like I was, thinking too much into it. And then like a couple people I could tell were trying to get me to get on like more of a political and like start a debate. And I'm like, I don't want to debate. I can't debate. I'm not a good debater. So I just want to like BS with somebody about whatever, stuff that's just going on. So I got to find, so I was really, what it does is it sends you like 3 possible matches for you, and you can read like what they're about, and you can say pass or, maybe later, or you could try and schedule something with them. And I was really like, oh man, wanting to be, but this time around, I never finished my sentences. I was really wanting to kind of be open to being on multiple whatever. I didn't care, that was not good. So this time I'm being much more selective and trying to find individuals who may not have the same views as me, but basically have the same type of podcast. So that's what I'm working on doing. I had to make a little video that represents, my recording, my sound and how my video looks and all this kind of stuff. And I didn't write no script or nothing. I just started it and like, hey, this is, blah, blah. So, but, it is what it is, I guess. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm not trying to like be a host yet. I would rather be on somebody else's podcast, because I don't know how to record other people. I have to get more stuff, and I just, I don't have the capabilities right now. So, on to my bullet points, right? Is anybody else? So AI drives me nuts. When AI first kind of was, 2 years ago, whatever, people were making pictures and it was like, oh man, that's cool, whatever, this and that. But it got kind of old fast. And now it's like there's just videos and all kinds of stuff. And it's like, so I kind of avoid it. But there is this new AI video niche or whatever you want to call it that's on YouTube or whatever that I can't not watch. And it's basically, it takes like, okay, the Terminator film, right? Which I haven't seen that one. I don't know if there is one, but it takes all the cast and it's all AI and it shows like cast members, how they looked during the filming. And then they walk up to their, other self now and they take a selfie together and then it shows like their ages and you can see the difference in how they look. And so it goes through and does that with all the cast members. There's a couple of them that do it. There's one that does it pretty good, I think, but it looks pretty good, it's AI obviously, but it's just kind of interesting to know how old people are because it makes me feel old. I'm like, dang man, that's all they like. I was watching the Braveheart one, and the grandpa, who was the grandpa or the father of Seamus, the big, what's his face? I think his name was Seamus, wasn't it? Anyway, Mel Gibson, William Wallace's best friend threw rocks, the redhead guy, his father, who was like this badass old man, he was like my age when they filmed that. I mean, obviously they, make up and add some stuff, but they might have made him look older than he was. But man, still, it was like, dude, what? So anyway, so yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'll be on YouTube and I'll see, and I don't watch them all, but like my favorite movies, like Tremors. What else was there? I think there's a RoboCop, which I haven't watched yet. But all those I cannot, like, I'm like, okay, let me watch it. It's like, I don't know. I hate it because I'm supporting AI, And then, which is kind of hypocritical of me because I do use AI for my podcast as far as helping me with titles and doing like my subject breakdown for my podcast, which I use for my videos, but I got to edit it and change some stuff like that. So I don't 100% avoid AI. But anyway, let's see. So Paula White, some evangelistic religious person, was at the White House. She compared Trump to Jesus and stuff, and I didn't like that. I like Trump. I like Jesus, but yeah, I don't like Pentecostal. Yeah, I don't know. They female. You're not supposed to. I don't know. It's just all of that. You know. What's the word? Gosh, dude, I wish I could remember. This is why I don't debate. Protestant, basically. So you got, yeah, they kind of just. It's not good. You can't just be making up saying stuff. It just makes. They need to stick with Catholicism, man. But then, Catholics don't got everything right either. The people, because it's. People always complain about, like the raping of children and yeah, things. The Catholic Church has done things that were not cool. It's not the things that a lot of people think they did. You know what I mean? Like they don't know all the information. But the thing is they cop to it and they admit it and they repent, And but the thing is, those are men. Those are men that have free will. So, hating Catholicism because of some priest or a pope is like hating a type of car because you got some bad gas in your car and it made your car run like crap. So you put gas in your car, which you love, makes it run like crap, and then, oh, this car sucks. And you know what I mean? Like, that's the same kind of mentality. It's like, I don't know. But anyway, Catholicism, baby. All right. And I was sitting there, I had this, and so this is a segue, not really, but I was sitting there thinking about it. There's all these reboots and there's all these. There's nothing new really coming out. I mean, there are some, but for the most part, everything's been done. You know, and I keep seeing people saying like, "Man, I wish I could watch this movie for the first time again." And I was like, "Oh man, you know what? That's probably what's going to be in the future. It's going to be kind of like a mash between Total Recall and Men in Black, where they can erase your memory of a film so then you can watch it and enjoy it for the first time. And depending on how popular that film is, so it's like a subscription kind of, you're like, ooh, I want to forget this movie. Oh, well, that's a popular movie. That's going to cost you. But if you want to watch something like B-rated Steven Seagal movie, it's going to be a little cheaper. You know what I mean? But if it ever is, happens, I could see that. That'd be a good thing for a movie. Somebody's going to steal it. Use it for a sci-fi plot or something. I mean, it's kind of like a cross between, well, not really Minority Report, I guess, but yeah, if you could just think about it, think of your favorite movies, and if you could erase the memory of it, but maybe know that this is a good movie, and then watch it again for the first time, would you do it? I think a lot of people probably would. Shows, think of watching Sopranos for the first time, or I guess Game of Thrones, which I didn't watch, but I could see it happening. Let's see, and then more and more people, dude. I'm not trying to be, you know, racist, but man, black woman shoots and kills old white lady for liking Trump. This happened in Michigan. Nobody reports on it. Like only the one local station reported on it. They were like co-workers. The one lady was a Trump supporter. I guess the black lady was supposedly trans, and the Trump supporter wasn't calling her by her pronouns or whatever. So they had beef at work. White lady comes into work and she just gets shot in the back by this black chick. And it's just like nothing in the news. If the races were switched, it'd be all over the place. It's just kind of annoying, man. Even black folks, people who are reasonable, they're getting tired of the ghetto black people. The spring break, you know what I mean? Like it's getting out of control, man. And then, so what's up with this trend of pushing people in front of trains and killing them? And again, I don't mean to sound racist, but it's all like black people, or I think there was like a Middle Eastern guy that was an immigrant or something. But that it's like you'll see someone standing waiting for a train, and it's a white person, and they just go and they push the guy, and boom, they get ran over and killed. Like I've seen like 2 or 3 videos recently, and then there was another one in Washington State, go figure, where a guy, you can see him. There's a guy standing by a pillar on his phone. That's why you gotta get off your phones, people. But he's waiting for a train, and then you see a young black teenager or a young man, and he's sitting there peeking, waiting for the train. And as soon as the train comes up, he goes to try and push the guy. Luckily, the guy was able to retain his balance and didn't go. And then the kid takes off. But it's like, dude, what? When did this become a thing? This is insane. It's just, I don't know. It's just crazy. And then I guess I'll end it with Theo Vaughn, I guess, was on. I haven't watched it. I've just seen clips. But he's just kind of looking like he's having a nervous breakdown about everything going on. And, when you're on social media 24/7, it does kind of feel like the world is ending and shit's gonna. But yes, things are different, but they're not. The same kind of stuff was going on in the 90s and the 80s. There's always Cuban Missile Crisis. There was a Gulf War. There's always some stuff going on. The difference is everybody kind of knows what's going on because they're on their social media and they're seeing it and they're just like bombarded. When most of those people wouldn't even know or care about what's going on because they wouldn't watch the news, they don't read the paper. They just stayed out of it. And that's kind of a healthy, I mean, it's not, you can't, it's good to be a little informed about what's going on, but when it's in your face nonstop, 24/7, it's gonna make you, crash out, I guess is what they say it now. That's why social media sucks, man. Um, I I try. I am kind of on YouTube a lot, watching videos, and they end up kind of being, I'll be scrolling and I'll see something. Okay, what's going on here? And then it's like, oh, this is going on. The what do you call it? Where they get you with the clickbait. And then you watch the video and you're like, oh, that's not really what the title. Okay, whatever. And people that I watch and like do that still sometimes. So it's like, what the crap, dude? But yeah, I try to not be on. Usually it's like in the morning, drinking my coffee. I'll see kind of what's going on, headlines and stuff like that. But I'm trying to, like, if there's nothing breaking craziness going on, I skip it, try not to look at it. Like I just try and keep updated with, Trump fired Pam Bondi, which she needed to. She was an idiot. Sorry, but I don't know what the heck. See, what's you get Trump puts these women in power, and they're just retarded, and they can't. I mean, sound like a misogynist, but like, man, and then I heard Tulsi Gabbard. I don't know anything of what she was doing wrong. I like Tulsi Gabbard, but supposedly she might be getting canned too. But I don't know. I haven't looked too much into that. But I think, well, and then what's his face? Kash Patel. He's a dumbass too. He's a male, right? Yeah, he probably should go. Man, what is it with the FBI, right? They just can't. They need to just flush out the FBI. They need to just, like Eisenhower did after World War II, just get rid of whatever it was that eventually became the CIA. I can't remember what they were called, but yeah, they should probably just get rid of the FBI completely and then start over. I don't know, man. I don't know how you do that. I mean, there's a lot of jobs, and I don't know. It's crazy. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of it. Just kind of chilling, wanting to share some stuff. But yeah, what do you think? Social media, man. It's screwing people's mental health, dude. People are seeing the repetitiveness and over again, and then people are like, oh my god, the World War III, Civil War, and they're stressing out, and they go to their doctor, oh my god, they give them, antidepressants, and it's just, you just got to get away, man. Get away from social media, get off of it, and, but it's hard when, like, film, I mean, for me, it's hard because, like, movies suck, man. So it's like I'm watching older movies, I guess the new Super Mario movie is doing pretty good. I'm done with theaters though. I don't go to theaters anymore. I am excited about He-Man. It doesn't look like, oh my gosh, the most glorious thing in the world, but it looks good, so I'm going to give it a chance. But I'll wait until it's on streaming or I'll buy it. But yeah, just nothing really. Like I watched a movie that I'd never watched before. Came out in 2004. Suspect Zero. It's kind of a murder mystery FBI kind of whatever. Yeah, it was alright. But I don't know. Yeah, it's tough to get into anything. Like I'm trying to watch Bones, and I just see so much liberal talking points and so much stuff that they're trying to, like, oh my gosh, but that's so, it's like, dude, shut up. Just let's focus on the murder. Quit trying to peddle your mental illness to everybody. But at least then it wasn't so on the nose. You know what I mean? Or it wasn't. Maybe a lot of it was, but it's just like, but people are noticing it now. Like me, I see it immediately, and I'm like, Like I'll sit and watch a movie with my wife, or we'll try and watch a show, and then I can already see it, and I'm just like, I can't watch this because it pulls me out, man. Because I get like, I'm like, this is stupid and whatever. And then okay, I'll try and get back into it, and like that show I watched, Bodkin, or something. It's on Netflix. Takes place in Ireland. It's got what's his face from SNL. He's like a podcaster. They're doing like true crime. The woman in that is so unlikable. The main person is just, it's like usually, you have a character who starts off kind of unlikable and kind of a bitch, but then she kind of grows on you, or she kind of, this one doesn't, man. She just the whole time, it's just like, she annoys me. But it's just, see, and that's the kind of, putting the woman, and she's obviously the better of everybody, the other guy, you know what I mean? And it's just like, but she's so unlikable. I don't know. Bodkin, I think it's called. It was a pretty good show, I guess. At least it was entertaining. It was new, and it wasn't overly, woke, I guess you would say. But I don't know. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate your time. God bless, and I'll see you next time. All right. Bye.
Say something for the podcast. Tell the people what you feel.